So it finishes at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle United 1. Again, we switch off at the last second and Palace get a last gasp equaliser. But I have to ask the question, did we actually deserve anything from that game? Absolutely not. We are lucky to scrape out of Selhurst Park with a point. One shot in total in the game against a relegation-threatened team. One sodden shot. We just do not know how to shoot, where the goal is. It happened against West Ham. We break forward, and as usual, we get into good positions. The final ball is shit, or we turn back and start again, which then allows the opposition to get back, men behind the ball, and just see it out. Simple as that. We are struggling so badly right now. The game today... the game was awful, guys. The whole football match was a pile of shite. It was terrible to watch. However, we have players on that pitch who I think are good enough to go to Crystal Palace, play a decent game of football and take 3 points. But the way the game went, Palace should have been 2-0 up at half-time. We were absolute dog rot throughout the first half. Yet we were all saying that is the team we wanted to see start the game. He brought Tonali back in. He kept the left-hand side the same. But there was just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Then we lose Alexander Isak. And he brings on Harvey Barnes. Now, I was confused at the time for that because I'm thinking, well, Wilson's there and Asula's there. I can understand maybe Wilson not coming on at that time because he couldn't play the full game. But bring him on and then bring Asula on if you have to change Wilson. Or vice versa. Put Asula on as a striker and then bring Wilson on later. But no, he brings Harvey Barnes on and he puts Anthony Gordon into the striker's position. I have no idea what that would say to a kid like Will Asula, who Eddie Howe claims is doing really well in training. He's doing everything that's been asked of him, but he's not getting rewarded with any time on the pitch. It's fucking shameful. It really is. But some of the performances today really did lack. Anthony Gordon scored the first goal, if you can say it. Gahey obviously scoring the own goal. But apart from that, what did he actually do? Harvey Barnes, holy shit, he was terrible today. Absolute garbage when he came on. Joe Willock was quiet. There was just nothing there today. Tonali stood out by a mile. And Tonali did all the dirty work for Newcastle today, breaking down Palace's play, getting us forward, getting the ball moving forward. Lewis Hall was good. I thought, actually, the defenders didn't do too badly today. Dan Burn and Fabian Schär both saved goals in the second half, with Dan Burn with a fantastic clearance off the line. Fabian Schär, a brilliant tackle on Mateta just as he was about to pull the trigger. But I don't know what the plan is. And many people mentioned during Matchday Live, where was the plan B? But we don't have a plan A right now. There was no plan. There was no game plan to that game. And Crystal Palace are a struggling side this season for a reason, guys. For a reason. And we claim that we have all these great players for Newcastle, yet we're lying 10th in the table as I record this, and possibly down to 13th by the end of the weekend. That is not where we want to be. And I'm sorry, but Eddie Howe is under pressure now. And I know there's still going to be a lot of fans out there who are still right behind Eddie Howe. But I tell you what, I'm bang on the fence now. I just don't know anymore. I really don't, because I don't know what game plan he sent those players out with today. Because whatever it was shocking. His substitutions again. Look, I can understand him going with experience with Harvey Barnes. But by not putting a striker on the pitch, you're just asking for trouble. Anthony Gordon, for all he does well and he runs around a lot when he's playing in that position, he isn't a striker. There's nobody there to hold the ball up and put us on the offensive. And when we do go on the offensive, we're stopping, turning back and letting the opposition sit back and just get men behind the ball again. And we cannot break them down. We scored a lucky goal today. Otherwise, Palace would have won the game because we got lucky with Gordon's little cross and it deflects in off Gahey. We're lucky. That's all it is. It was pure luck today. Nothing about that goal was great play. And nothing about our performance today was great play. But you are now going to have to start looking at the manager, because I mentioned in Matchday Live, do we overrate these players a little bit? Do we think they're actually better than what they actually are? And a lot of people disagreed and said, no, they are good players, but they're being managed wrongly. So you have to turn your attention to Eddie Howe as well. You know, 4th place and a 7th place finish, and now we're languishing in the bottom half of the table. It's just not fucking good enough. And you have to start calling out the manager now, because whatever's happened in that dressing room has knocked us backwards. You know, we've had plenty of time again to prepare for this game. And again, we are all over the place. There isn't a game plan. And the fact that we've had 2 shots on goal in 2 games against teams at the bottom end of the table is a fucking disgrace. It is a disgrace. No way should we be struggling to shoot against teams like this. No disrespecting them, by the way, because they've both done a job on us. Palace should have been out of sight today. They had numerous opportunities and missed some absolute sitters. And we can't say the same thing because we created fuck all with no shots. Well, 1 shot. It wasn't even on target. We've scored a goal today without actually putting a shot on target. It's fucking wrong, man. It's not good enough. And it's pissing me off now because I know this team is better than what they're showing. But is that now the fault of the players or is it the fault of the manager? Is the manager now not able to get the very best out of these players? Questions have to be asked. Whether you like it or not, whether you're an Eddie Howe fan or not, questions have got to be asked. Because performances like that and performances on Monday are just fucking not good enough. Nowhere fucking near. We're not at a standard now of qualifying for Europe at all. We're of a standard now of bottom half of the table. That's where our performances merit us to be. So you have to start asking questions all over the place. Are the players good enough? Are they as good as we think we are? Or is the manager just mismanaging the players to the point now where the players don't even know where they're supposed to be on the pitch? The players are confused. They don't know the game plan because that's how it came across on the field today. They did not have an absolute fucking clue where they were supposed to be. And that for me is a major fucking problem, guys, because we are in trouble. We've got Liverpool on Wednesday who are flying. Absolutely flying. And we are stuck in a rut. We switch off all the time for that brief second. Joe Linton switches off at the back post today, allows Munoz to come in and head an equaliser. He could have had a hat-trick today at right back. And now we find ourselves with just a point, another drab performance, 1 shot in the game. You know, they had 12 shots, 2 on target. I mean, we didn't do anything from set pieces again. You know, Tonali takes a couple of corners in the second half, which were absolutely superb. Right in the right place, but nobody gets on the end of the fucking things. And you think with the size of the players we've got, surely we should be challenging more for headers. Surely. I just don't know where we stand anymore, guys. I really don't. It's confusing to me what goes through Eddie Howe's head during the game. Why he sees fit to do things during the game that we all as fans, we sit back and we look and we think, what's he done that for? Just, like I say, I'm on the fence now. I have to say, I'm on the fence. I don't know if Eddie is the man to take us forward anymore. Because time after time, I'm seeing Eddie just not being able to get the best out of these players anymore. And that for me is the biggest worry. The biggest worry is the fact that we scored so many goals last season. This season, we can't even get one on target. But at the same time, we can't even get a shot away and never mind get one on target. It's absolute bull rot, guys. Absolute bull rot. And I know there'll be people out there saying, oh, what you're getting so annoyed for? It's only one. We got to point out the game. We are supposed to be fighting for Europe. And before we know it, guys, yes, the points difference isn't that much at the minute between us and where the top of the table are, and where European places are, but it will be. If we keep dropping points against teams that are in the bottom half of the table or near the bottom of the table, that is not good enough, and the owners will not accept it. Because the owners will not accept us being 13th in the table if that comes to fruition after the weekend. They will not accept that kind of league position. And we can't take the risk of this manager taking us forward. Do we give him the transfer window? I don't know. Because if he's not getting the best out of the players that are on the pitch right now, then what the hell's he going to do with new signings? It doesn't... I don't know, guys. I've just sat and witnessed an absolute shit game of football, and I'm seeing Newcastle United just not perform. It's just not performing at all. It's awful football to watch. We don't create anything. We've got so many creative players in that squad, yet we can't create nothing. So you have to ask questions of Eddie Howe. There'll be people that disagree with us. Of course there will. There'll be people coming at me saying, oh, you know, it's this, it's that, and, you know, don't blame Eddie. And we are supposed to be at the top end of the table fighting for Europe. Nobody can come at me saying that we actually look like a team to do that this season. And you have to look at the manager. Yes, the players, they play their part in it as well, but the buck stops with the manager. Simple as that. But let me know in the comments anyway what you think. And don't forget to join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock live on the channel, where we will have the review of the game and the player ratings. It's going to be a spicy one because a lot of the fans are turning now, jumping over the fence to the Eddie Howe out club. And quite frankly, I think a lot of people are heading there over the next 48 hours. But we will see you on the show tomorrow night. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. But in the meantime, try and enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. I know it's going to be difficult after another shocking display like that, but hey, it's a roller coaster as usual. But we'll see you tomorrow, guys. In the meantime, take care.